Glow season 2 is back. It just. And I already finished it. Well, I finished it like a week ago. I finished it like in 3 days because how can you start watching Glow and not finish it in that weekend? I was kind of worried because I was like, what if it's not as good as the first season? But it is great. Like from the beginning, it just picked up. I loved it. And I have like a couple things that I want to talk about that I thought they were really important and they are the best parts. So make sure that you know that this has spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, stop watching the video or watch it on mute so I can get the view and you don't get spoiled. First thing that I want to talk about is this episode with Welfare Queen, and when she goes and talks to her son, and her son comes and sees her, and it is just so heartbreaking. I mean, like the moment when they start get a job, it's just is so sad because as a minority, like you can see, like, yeah, you don't want to play these stereotypes, but someone in her position has to, and then you realize all the times that you might have like judged an actor or an actress for taking a stereotypical character, but then it's like what other options they have unless they create them, and it was not as easy back then, and it is just so powerful. But the best part is when the show ends and she goes back to her son. I was afraid her son was going to reject her, but he doesn't. He understands the situation. He understands that every humiliation and everything that the mom is doing is to make him better, to make him go to Stanford. I think he's in Stanford, to make him go to an Ivy League school, to be able to be better, to be able to not have to do what she's doing. And the fact that he understood that is just blow my mind. It was amazing. It was the best. Really, after that episode, I just wanted to tell my mom how much I appreciated everything that she did for us growing up. But one of the best episodes of the season, I will say, is the best episode of the season. And well, that's it with Welfare Queen. I don't think any other episode got to the par with that, but there's also something I want to talk about, and it's the relationship between Zoya and Liberty Bell. And by that, what I really mean is the relationship between Ruth and Debbie. If you remember, in season 1 they were best friends, and then Ruth goes and sleeps with Debbie's husband twice, and it just created this dynamic where Ruth owes something to Debbie, and she has been stepped on from the beginning. And at first you're like, hey, you know what, you cheated on your best friend with her husband. It's like, you deserve this. You should not have done that. Like, it was a conscious decision, and she gets stepped on since the first episode. She is being pushed over. She lets Debbie get away with anything. Like, when Debbie is just an asshole and she decides that she doesn't want Ruth to go with this other guy on a date, or like when Debbie is like, oh, you should have let yourself be raped for us to keep the show. And I was baffled how much in a high horse she was still on. And this might be like a really controversial opinion, but I felt like Ruth paid for her mistakes already. And this even surprised me because I'm someone who doesn't believe a lot in second opportunities, but at the same time, once that you see that she genuinely is sorry for what she did, she understands her life is a mess, she understands that she hurt people, and she has made everything she can to solve something that cannot be solved. I mean, she's never gonna repair a relationship that she turned, but the fact that she should not let herself be bullied over it, that's so important. Like, because I feel like sometimes we make mistakes, and when we understand it, we let other people do whatever they want to us because we feel like we owe them. Like, the balance in the friendship or the relationship shifts, and then sometimes you end up being bullied by the person that you wronged, because they are never gonna forgive you, because what you did is never gonna be forgiven. So I really like, after Debbie broke Ruth's ankle, I like the fight that they had, because they haven't had a time to really talk that way. And I love the fact that Ruth was like, you know what, I bent over backwards, I have become a rock, and you're never gonna forgive me, and I'm never gonna repair this, so I'm gonna stop being bullied. I will not allow you to keep messing with my life and ruin it the way that you are doing it. And that's the thing, like, I was like, yes girl, you go, because Debbie is not ruining her ex-husband's life, who was he was the biggest reason. He was the one who was married to her. And yeah, Ruth was his best friend, but you see that Debbie doesn't have the same rage against the husband. And I was like, you need to start making awesome men responsible for what they did, instead of just bullying this girl who used to be your best friend. And I like that Ruth took control over the situation, and it's like, I know I hurt you, I can never fix that, but I'm tired of letting you ruin my life without me fighting back. And I think that was so powerful. It was so important, because they show you the dynamic shifts in a relationship, and they show you that, yeah, maybe you hurt someone, but that does not give them the right to hurt you or bully you like forever. And yeah, I mean, like, I like all the characters, because that's the point. All of them have flaws, and like, even if, like, what I like about the show is that I can put myself in both of their situations. Like, I can understand Debbie's side, that she was hurt and she wants people to be hurt too. She wants to be not the victim of what happened, and I can be on Ruth's side. So like, it's one of those situations that every single character, you can see yourself in them, and that's amazing. That's why it's a good show. So I'm really excited for the next season. Probably I should do something without spoilers so more people can watch it. But you know what, if you haven't watched it by now, what are you doing with your life? Well, if you haven't watched it by now, you're not watching this video. But anyway, so I'm glad you guys are watching it. Let's support shows with strong female characters and all that stuff. So please like and subscribe and whatever you want. I mean, I'm not your mom, so I cannot force you to do anything. And I hope you like this talk about it, and let me know what you think about the relationship dynamic, or which one is your favorite character, or which one was your favorite episode. Just tell me anything about the show. I really want to talk about Glow, or talk about whatever. I just really like talking, like you can see. So remember, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to upload every 2 weeks, and it's really hard this time. I'm 3 days late, but I'm here, and I hope you liked the video, and I hope you're watching Glow. So thank you, and have a good day. Bye.